Hello, I'm Jane. Today I'm going to talk to you about pain during menopause, especially painful muscles and joints, that's a very common symptom of menopause that's overlooked. The reason being is a decrease in estrogen can affect all of our muscles and joints. Our joints have collagen in them, and when we're menopausal, because of the decrease in estrogen, that pulls the collagen out. But also the aging process makes a huge difference to our joints. And also the attachments, our ligaments and tendons become less elastic. So the more we move, the better it is for us, and it really will help with those painful joints and muscles. So what we're going to do today is to do two sections, a mobility and a stretch. So you can hopefully do the whole video together, or you can just do one or the other. If you're just starting out, it's just remember every little counts. So if you've not done anything before, just be confident that today is the first day of a new you to feel empowered and in control of your menopause symptoms. So we're just going to start with rolling the shoulders. My advice to you before you do this video is just to walk around a little bit, get nice and warm, so the muscles are nice and warm before we do this section. What I'm doing here is just loosening up my shoulder joints, because in everyday life where we get stressed, we might feel hunched over, and also just when you're in pain, your body reacts in a certain way and it can cause more pain. So we need to try and relax as much as possible. So that's our shoulder rolls. Now we're just going to do some head turns. So just rest your hands on your lap and just gently turn your head side to side. Now everybody's different, everybody's mobility is different. So what I would say to you, if you do have any pain, just go to the point of pain, don't go into pain. And we're just going to take it side to side. Now while I'm doing this, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what happens in the joints, and for you to hopefully realise and understand why motion is lotion, ladies. Moving on from our neck and shoulder mobility, we're just going to mobilise the spine. So we're just going to take our hands to the side, sit lovely and tall, and just take your hands to side. So if you think about your spine and all of your joints, what happens when we age, we have something in our joints called synovial fluid. And as we age, that synovial fluid becomes less viscous. And imagine if we're younger, it's like runny honey. But as we age, it becomes a little like glue. But the more you move, the more it will become like runny honey. So that saying that you'll hear me say a lot is motion is lotion. So that is your middle spine. That also has another one to do, is just hold on to the back of the chair and the knee. It's just take it side to side. So your head and your shoulders and your rib cage move in one plane of movement. Now that I can feel myself just starting to become more fluid as I move. Just one more we're going to do, is just to help this part of our spine, is just to take your arms in front of your head down and then just open up. So just take your arms in front and your head down and open up. Now this one, ladies, you can do in the comfort of your own home, or you can get the office involved. So all you need is yourself and a chair. And if you get used to doing these exercises, you can actually do them standing. That feels really good. I know myself, if I don't do certain exercises, when I wake up in the morning, I feel really stiff. So each joint, it'd be great to mobilise. So this is our ankle mobility. So just hold on to the chair and feet planted firmly on the floor. Imagine you've got a dot on the floor. You're going to place your heel and your toe on the same dot. Now you might feel a little tired in your thighs, so I just want you to do as many as you can. Heel and toe. And then if you feel your thighs becoming tired, then just do the Same the other side. And already my ankles are starting to feel nice and fluid and nice and mobile. I would suggest if you could do around 10 to 12 each side. But again, if you feel that your other parts of your body are in pain, then just listen to your body, and if you feel more mobile, fantastic. But if anywhere else you're getting pain, then just stop the exercise. So now we're standing up behind a chair. You don't need a chair, you can do it on holding onto a table, or you don't even need to hold on to anything. Remember, everybody's different, work at your level. So, to mobilise our hips and our knees, we're going to do a squat. So your feet are wider than your hips. I want you to pull your tummy in tight and just imagine you're sitting on a chair, but you change your mind. The secret is on this is make sure you move the hips before the knees, so the knees don't come too far forward. Now, even though this is a squat and it can be deemed as a dynamic exercise, it's great to mobilise the hip and the knee joint. But also what we're doing here is warming up the muscles in the legs, especially after the last section we've done where we've been mobilising our joints, that we can now safely go into our stretch section. So we're going to do a calf stretch. So hold it onto the chair, you take one leg back, press that heel down and just lean forward. Now everybody's different. I'm leaning quite far forward. If you get to this point you think, oh wow, I can feel a stretch, that's perfect. Everybody's different. So I'm just going to lean forward, nice relaxed upper body, and just hold it for at least 12 to 15 seconds. If you can hold it as long as possible. But the minimum time is 12 to 15 seconds. I'm going to swap to the other side, again placing that back heel down and leaning forward. So you can do this holding on against the wall, you can hold on to the work surface when you're washing up or you're peeling the potatoes, anything. Now the next exercise we're going to do, if you find it difficult, don't worry, I'm going to show you a seated version. So we're going to try and stretch this muscle here. Now remember, I do this every day, so if you look at this and think, oh wow, I can't do that, don't worry, you can work up to it. So we're going to stretch this muscle. So holding on, I'm going to try and reach for my foot. Now that is quite difficult for some people. Now if you do have a knee problem, what you could do is either get somebody to help you lift that foot, or even if you reach down to your sock, your trainer, you can use a towel. So there I can feel that stretch in the front of my thigh. So again we hold it there for about 12 seconds, but if you're starting off and you think it's quite dynamic, don't worry, just start off with a couple of seconds. Sometimes when you first do this exercise you might get a little cramp in the back of the thigh. Totally normal, it happens to me sometimes. Now I've got a bad hip, so I do find it quite difficult, there we go, to do the other side. But again, if I don't do my stretches every day, I really feel stiff and those painful joints and the stiffness comes back. So I really do advise you to do these exercises every day, or just pick those muscles or those joints that you feel are more painful than others. Alright. So let's do some lovely seated stretches that are going to help with all of the pain in your lower and upper body. Let's start with the chest stretch. So I want you to hold on to the back of the chair, lift up the chest and the lower rib cage, and just pull the shoulder blades together and really feel that lovely stretch across the front of the chest and the shoulders. Now you know and I know when we're stressed and we're busy, we hunch forward. So this is a really wonderful one to do. Even if you just do this one every day, you're going to feel so much better. And then take a deep breath in. Oh, that feels good. And shoulders back and release the breath. Now we're going to do an upper back stretch. So hands together, just clasp them together. Drop your head, push your shoulder blades apart and drop. So you drop your head, you're opening those shoulder blades, and you're really feeling a lovely stretch between the shoulder blades and the top of the shoulders. I can feel that all the way across the top of my back, and it feels really, really good. Then we come out of that and we're going to do a hamstring stretch, a seated hamstring stretch. One leg forward, both hands on the other thigh. Now I want you to sit up really tall. This lower back I want you to keep in this natural position as you lean forward until you can feel a stretch under here. It's really important to keep this pelvis nice and high and the rib cage forward. Keep the back straight and then go as forward as far as you can until you feel that stretch behind the thigh. When you felt that stretch and you've held it for 12 to 15 seconds, then you just swap to the other side. So hands on the other thigh, sit lovely and tall, shoulders back, and lean forward until you feel that stretch behind the thigh. Go as far forward as you can, but remember, keep the rib cage high and keep this lower back in a neutral position. We do not want to be in this position nice and tall. So again, once you've held that for 12 to 15 seconds, we're going to bring that foot in and we're going to transition to a seated calf stretch. So we take that leg forward and then we just pull the toes up and press the heel away, making sure you keep your knee straight. Turning the toes up as much as you can, pushing the heel away so you can get a really good stretch in that calf. Again, you hold that 12 to 15 seconds, then we transition to the other side, pulling the toes up, pushing the heel away, really good stretch, seated for that calf stretch. So when you wake up in the morning, if you do these stretches along with your mobility, you won't feel as stiff. I know myself, if I don't do these stretches when I wake up in the morning, I do feel really stiff and I hobble to the toilet.